Okay. I guess don't need this. Up.
Oh, we're going?
Yep.
Oh. Oi oi. Welcome to the Dritz Dresden channel. I'm Ski Nerd, and looking down right now is Derv Derp, and we are here to review a movie that's not very good. This guy likes it. It's called Clerks 2. It's about a bunch of people that work in a shop,
Fast
and there's
food.
a bunch of perverts around and dickwads and assholes, and we're gonna review it.
Now, if you've been watching my channel, you know I'm a huge Kevin Smith fan. This is probably one of my favorite Kevin Smith movies. I was just in the mood for a comedy.
He's a fan of donkeys, that's what he's saying. More specifically, donkey shows.
But not Kinky Kelly.
Oh, I just assumed. Well, we'll learn all about Kinky Kelly in a minute. But before we start, if you want to like and subscribe and leave a comment down below on what other movies you want us to freaking watch, that would be cool.
Next week we'll start his demand of
It's February month, which means that we're required to watch Reb Brown movies.
for him. But when it comes to my choices, it'll still be the three directors. It will be Battle Royale for my next choice.
Cool.
Because that was what we were going to do today. But I was in the mood for a comedy.
And I'll tell you guys all about Reb Brown and how awesome he is when we get to that review. Otherwise, then you have to suck it up, Buttercup, for this review. And we're going to review starting right now. Okay.
First off, let's go over the cast. We have Brian O'Halloran returning as Dante Hicks. Jeff Anderson as Randall Graves. Rosario Dawson as Becca Scott. Trevor Furman as Elias Grover. Jennifer Schwalbach as Emma Bunting. Jason Mewes as Jay. Kevin Smith as Silent Bob. And then we have a bunch of big time actors that are just have cameos. We have Jason Lee playing as Lance Dowds, aka Picklefucker. Zach Knutson playing as Sexy Stud. Wanda Sykes and Earthquake playing as Angry Customer and Angry Customer's husband. Ethan Suplee playing as a weed customer. Ben Affleck playing as Gawkin Customer. Kevin Weissman playing as Lord of the Rings Geek. Scott Mosier playing as Concerned Father. And Walt Flanagan as a Quick Stop Customer. And there's a few others. We have Kevin Smith's daughter, just as a little girl that Dante waves to in a window.
Because he's a creep.
And also, Kevin Smith's mom is also in that same scene. And
Cool. Well, it starts off with this guy named Dante, and he's picking up his friend Randall to go to work.
no, first it starts off with Dante coming into work at the quick stop and opening up the shutters and seeing a fire, closing them, and then just kind of shaking his morning cloud off, and then open it again to more fire.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then as they're putting out the fire, Randall comes up and accuses terrorists.
But it was him.
he,
He
he
left the coffee pot on, and then the fire happened, so it was terrorist's fault. Anyways, I get a new job at Movies. It's a fast food place, and we see Giant, Silent Bob, and we get a little scene with them. They came back from rehab and they found Jesus.
Which
And
they also find God in one of the movies. Dogma.
okay, uh, then we see introduced to Randall at work and how he's on this wheelchair blog, and he's um, fighting with a person who's handicapped on this wheelchair blog and saying that he's not actually handicapped when he actually is. And he can, for fun, he likes to ride in his car to the end of a block when he could walk. Anyways, we get to see Ben Affleck
And
and
what
Dante's fiance.
a running joke is throughout the movie is that Randall gets Anne Frank and Helen Keller confused.
Oh yeah, he thinks Anne Frank is
Deaf, dumb, and blind.
yeah, because they're talking about handicapped people. Um, and we learn that Dante has a fiance and he's planning on moving to Florida the next day with her.
To become
And
a car wash manager.
yeah, and he's gonna get a house and he's gonna live in Florida.
Basically, we just see that is what fiance is just trying to control his life to
Yeah,
how she wants it to be.
basically she got ran through because he had no chance with her in high school, and then now all of a sudden she comes back when they're both in their 30s, and she's like, "Oh, hey, I like you now." When it's totally obvious that like, "Oh, you're just you're just the safe option." So, yeah. And she's basically meaning that she doesn't actually like him. She's just there to. She just wants support to and start a life with his money. Um, we're introduced to this guy named Elias. He is a 19-year-old that works at Moody's as well, and it's obvious. It was quite clear that he is a nerd and definitely very very Christian, as they say it like 800 billion times in the movie. And he loves Transformers and Lord of the Rings, and he has a blog where his name is Optimus Prime on there. And there's like this big thing between Randall and Randall hates Lord of the Rings, and we're also introduced to Becky, that's their boss. Uh, and Randall hints at, oh, are they a thing? Hinting that Dante and Becky, you know, they look at each other a certain way. And then we get a whole discussion.
When we first get introduced to Becky, she's in the car and Dante's just cleaning the window and just get a very happy wave from Becky and a very kind of gay or like a very weird wave from Dante. Like,
Yeah, and we get Randall commentary on that. And then we get a whole discussion about ass to mouth. Ask your parents, kids, about what that is.
never go ass to mouth.
Never go bass to mouth either. Then we get a whole, basically, Elias nerds out and he rings up a customer who's also
Lord of the Rings.
into the Lord of the Rings, and they get a whole discussion about Lord of the Rings versus Star Wars and Randall's of reasons why Lord of the Rings sucks, and Lord of the Rings sucks because it's nothing but people walking for 3 whole straight movies, and then we get a counterattack of, oh well, your precious George Lucas never got an Academy Award. Well, what was his name? Jackson?
Um,
Christopher Jackson? No. Who's the Peter Jackson?
yeah.
Peter Jackson, who directed Lord of the Rings, he got some like Academy Awards or some crap like that. Um, and so there's that whole scene, and it's really funny, and recommend totally watching just Randall, just and Randall roast Lord of the Rings, and the other two roasting Star Wars. It's pretty fun.
There's only one real Return of, and it's not Return of the King. It's Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, that's right. Um,
It all accumulates to the customer throwing up.
oh yeah, he was so disgusted by Randall's ravings about Lord of the Rings that he literally threw up. Anyways, then we get a cut scene of a love. They're talking about love or something like that. It's Becca and or Becky and Dante talking, and they're in the back. They're doing nail polish on each other, and mentions that Dante is safe, quote unquote safe. Uh, and then we learn that Becky and Dante did it
When they're
um,
drunk
when they were drunk.
on the prep table.
Yep. And
Randall's prep table.
yep. And so that's pretty nice. Um, and then Randall gets a gift for Dante, and he's going to get him a donkey show. And Elias is weirdly interested in said donkey show, and it's about some girl named Kelly who's gonna
Kinky Kelly.
Kinky Kelly who's going to the donkey's D, and yeah, so you can envision that. You're welcome. Elias. Oh, we learn Elias is a virgin, and we get a
not
Randall.
because he wants to be. It's because his girlfriend has a pillow troll.
No, the pussy troll
Or, yeah, pillow
named
pants.
Main Pillow
Yeah.
Pants, and he goes on and explains it. It's just like you get it when you're a little girl, and you can't get it doesn't removed until you're 21, and if you put your wee wee in there, then it's gonna be bitten off. And so Randall accurately asks, "Oh, have you even kissed her yet?" And he's like, "No, because of the Lister troll." He's like, "Right," realizing that basically, without saying it out loud, that's not his actual girlfriend. It's just, I think it's just her way of saying, "Oh yeah, this is my boyfriend, mom and dad. Yeah, look at him, he's so great." While she runs off, when she's running off with other dudes and stuff.
But that whole scene is just perfect, just because Elias does it with such a deadpan,
Yeah, no, that was really good. You
and just
totally convinced it,
Randall's slow reaction to ooh as he's hearing it.
realizing that, oh my god, this guy's fucked up. Oh, and then we get Mr. Picklefucker walking in, and we get the whole story of why his name is Picklefucker. It's because he comes in and he brags that he's like an internet millionaire, and
He he created this advertising site to sell merchandise.
yes, and we get the origin of Picklefucker. Um,
It back in high school when they're freshmen, uh, the seniors would go around and shove freshmen in the lockers and stuff like that. But Lance Dowd was forced to pull down his pants, stick a pickle up his ass, and walk 10 feet. And every time that it fell out, he had to take a bite out of it.
mm-hmm. And how many times that had happened?
4 times.
4 times. Wow, what a great, fantastic thing. Anyways, so that's fun. So Mr. Picklefucker buys some food, And Randall's like, I would be happy to get that for you. So he goes into the urinal, gets some ice in there, and then he finds some flies and puts it on the burger. And immediately I don't think I would enjoy this burger. So he turns to Jay and says, "Hey, you want my food?" He goes, "Oh wow, free eats.
Thank you, pickle fucker.
You got free eats."
Hey, hey, some pickle fucker just gave us free food.
Does this drink and fries taste like piss and flies to you? Yeah. Um. Oh right. Then we get. After that whole fiasco, Randall needs to cool off, so they go uh,
Go karting.
go karting. Pretty sure that was just Kevin Smith's way of saying, "Hey, you guys want to go karting?" And they're like, "Okay." So they went go karting, and then they come back. They come into a giant food rush, and they're totally backed up. And Randall spouts some amazing words, racial slurs.
That we can't repeat.
We're gonna call it PM. You can fill in the blanks, or you can watch the movie yourself.
An editor, if that itself isn't allowed, please forgive us.
Yeah. Well, you can say PM. It's 3 p.m. Like, what's the difference? Um, and he goes off in this entire rant about all these racial slurs. He's like, no, PM isn't a racial slur. Uh, this, and this are racial slurs, and it's okay. Like my grandma said it to me like all the time. She called me a PM, and they're doing this in front of customers, of course. And they're also swearing in front of customers, um, and it's a pretty fun scene when you have Wanda Sykes freaking out about all this, and she freaks out. She doesn't even want the free food. She gets her money back, and blah blah blah.
But her husband wanted the free food.
Yep. I would have taken it. I would have been like, oh, I am so insulted. Oh, yeah. Okay. Anyways, we get a whole. If you want to know about racial slurs, kids, this movie's got them. And they talk a lot about them. So, there you go. I'm sure your parents are really happy about that. Right. Then the next scene is Dante can't dance. So, Becky teaches him how to dance. And they sing, and they do the Michael Jackson's ABC song, which is super catchy, and they
And we
dance.
can't sing it because
And
copyright.
of course we can sing it. See? Yeah.
I can just see Mike giving you the middle finger. Like right when he hears you go, of course we can say it. I can just imagine him going.
Well, why would he do that? Audience that doesn't know who this person is.
Because he's our editor. Our fantastic editor.
I didn't know we had an editor. Anyways, so they dance together, and you can tell that they like each other. And then
And Dante sucks at dancing.
yeah, he does. So do I. So it's okay. And then he says, "I love you," and then she goes, "I'm pregnant," and then he drops her, and he immediately tells Randall, and he says, "You can't say that stuff."
After
And
slamming the door on Jay as he's taking a piss.
yep. And Becky comes out. She's like, "Hey, can I talk to you?" And Randall goes, "I hope your baby isn't too masculine." And she leaves. She goes to like some clinic or whatever, and he has to like follow her. And at that time, the kinky Kelly comes, and they gotta set up. And I like how the entire time, like they're open for business, it's never like super busy, and none of them are working. They're just slacking off the whole time.
And then there's only four of them working.
No, I can see four people working. Usually not. Usually it's usually more at night that can happen. But like,
This was all day.
yeah,
The
if it's
whole movie takes place in one single day.
yeah, and at least this place, like, they close at a reasonable time. I don't know if it was, maybe it was a Saturday or Sunday or something like that, but they closed at pretty early because sun was still up when Kinky Kelly came to town. And Uh, oh right, Dante comes back and he sees that the entire um, building is there's
And
smoke
smoke.
everywhere, but he doesn't realize it's a fog machine. So he calls the fire department to come, and then we get to see the start of the donkey show, which is very entertaining. And Randall's like, any minute the girl's gonna come out, any minute now, any minute. And the girl doesn't come out because Kelly is the donkey. And a guy's here to have its way with the donkey, and he does,
And
and
the
it's
donkey's
really
a guy.
and it's really entertaining. And
I think it's not really that. I think they just kind of embodied the fact that people would probably just be disgusted at it, but would still be interested enough to see it at least once.
yep, and that's what Becky is for. She is there to walk in while this is happening, and she's disgusted, but she can't look away. And then
Because
Dante and
you may, on the outside, be disgusted, but you have enough curiosity to.
are you trying to tell me something?
No. I've never. I've never even looked up Donkey Show.
That's too bad. You should try it. No, I'm kidding. I would never. Okay, that was dumb. Um, so Becca returns and she can't look away, but she says I love you, and then they start making out, and Jay says, "Oh, that's disgusting. I can't believe people will start making out watching a dude fuck a donkey." And then we see Elias, like, in the corner.
Masturbate.
He's yeah, he's doing that, thinking about the donkey and stuff, and he's saying sorry, Jesus. Um, and then as they're making out, Emma walks in. She brought a cake with them to say, "Hey, fuck New Jersey." And she throws the ring back and is just like, I'm a victim, blah blah blah.
And Jay, the idiot, comes up to her going, "Hey, congratulations! I heard you're pregnant."
She's like, I'm not pregnant. And then she gets all mad, and he's like, maybe you should throw the cake in his face too. Hey, you want to go out sometime? Uh, Anyways, the cops come, and then the cops see the show happening, and
See Randall's shirt, which says "PM for life."
yep, PM for life. That's his favorite. And then they all go to jail, and then there's a conversation about life between Randall and Dante, and it gets pretty deep. And Randall wasn't happy that Dante was moving away because they're like best friends. And
And
then
we find out you won't go to prison for watching a donkey show. You'll just, and then for having it as a company, you'll just get a fine and get some weird looks.
yep, animal abuse. Anyways, then the conversation happens, and Silent Bob is supposed to talk, and he doesn't have anything for us, so we kind of move on. And Randall says, "What?" Like, they're like going back and forth each other, and Dante's like, "What would you do if you were in your position?" Blah blah blah. Like, they're all mad at each other and getting everything out in the air. And he's like, I would buy the quick stop and we can run it ourselves. And they're like, well, we don't have the money for that. And Jay and the Silent Bob are like, we do. So they go and buy the
We
quick stop.
we did get a quick Silent Bob message of him just yelling at Jay.
Yeah, because Jay doesn't contribute to anything.
All he says is pussy.
Pussy, man. Pussy. Um, so they buy the quick stop and they run it themselves. And Dante proposes to Becky, and she says yes. And then it's just them fixing up the quick stop because they're gonna run it. And it's a heartwarming video, and then the movie ends. Yay! I give it a 4.5 out of 5 because it is rewatchable and it's really good. Um, the jokes were great, the conversations were even greater, and love the Lord of the Rings and
I,
Star Wars, and mainly it was Randall that keeps it together.
this is probably like my 20th time watching it.
That was my second.
I'd probably give it about 4.5 as well. It's not, the conversations aren't as fluid as the original. Because the first one, it doesn't even feel like it's scripted. It just feels like it's all ad libbed.
Oh,
Like
it's
just very
scripted, all
fluid.
right.
But in the first one, it's very fluid. Like it
Oh,
all seems like just random conversations you'd have at a convenience store.
exactly. So, do we recommend watching it? Sure.
Will we watch more of Kevin Smith?
According
Hell
to
yes.
you, we will. We gotta watch some February.
Yeah, because we'll do Battle Royale for my next choice. Next week will be a Red Brown movie.
It's gonna be fun.
And starting, I think, Tuesday, we're going to be doing an anime manga podcast.
Cool.
Where each week we're going to have a different topic.
This one's about.
Just upcoming anime and manga.
I was gonna say Hero Gasm, but whatever.
We might as well eventually talk about Invincible, because that comes out uh, on the 6th, so in 2 weeks.
Okay.
But join us for February.
February.
Maybe I'll make us watch a Scooby Doo movie, because
Why?
it sounds like also something Scooby would say.
What? February?
Yeah.
No, we're not. I'm not gonna watch Scooby Doo movies. That sounds
If you
dumb.
want us to watch Scooby Doo movies, come.
Maybe we're gonna get to 1 million subscribers. We can start watching Scooby Doo movies. We'll watch all the Scooby Doo movies.
And also, eventually, we'll have One Piece, Z, and 3D 2Y to watch. Now that we're past the time skip of One Piece.
Alright.